does anybody else get this? After you've had your baby, like, your hair just all starts falling out at like 6 months. Well, when the baby is roughly, not like if you're 6 months, because I don't mean pregnant. Stop. Hi, have you missed me? Hi, have you not seen me yet? Anyway, I've been talking some complete nonsense. Let's try this for the third time. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new around here. My name is Christening. I am the naptime sewist, and as my name would suggest, I like to sew when my kids nap. But today I am giving up my naptime sewing in order to come to you guys instead. Hi! So I'm here with my August mix, and if that sounds like something you would be interested in, we'll get started. So first of all, oh yes, what am I wearing? First of all, I am wearing the Doe and Deer Plantain tee. I think it's Plantain tee. Hold on. Isn't it? Yes, Plantain. Deer and Doe. Be maybe a wee bit difficult to see. Plantain, there's how to spell it. I just shortened the sleeves on the Plantain. I actually made this while I was pregnant. So it, I can be able to see, it's still quite sort of baggy and loose, but I like it that way. I was full of intentions to make it smaller after I had Caitlin, but I'm fighting because I'm breastfeeding. It's just really easy to breastfeed in, and like I like it nice and loose at the bottom. So yeah, I haven't altered it yet. But as far as measurements, the Plantain, it's a free pattern as well. It's a freebie. We all love a freebie. Bust go from sizes 31.5 inches up to 45 5/8 of an inch. Waist is 23.5 inches to 37 3/4 inches. Hip is 33 3/4 inches to 48 inches. There's 3 versions of it. Oh no, there was a short sleeve version. Sorry. You can also get a version with like elbow. You might not be able to see that very well. With elbow patches. I didn't do no elbow patches. No, it's not what I'm about. No. So there's the line drawings. I'm trying to get that so that you can see it better. And there is the measurements. But yes, that is the Plantain. It is sewn up in a really nice sort of olive green and black. It's nearly like a zebra print. And I'm nearly sure I got that from Sew Me Sunshine. I'm not sure if there's any left, but if there is, I'll link it below, as always. Well, most of the time. Sometimes I do forget. But anyway, so first mix for the... I was planning on this being a short one because I've hardly anything made. Well, not hardly anything, but you know what I mean. But then I wrap it on and then it bees longer. Bees longer. Bees knees. Anyway, so I have finished off only two t-shirts for Ronan in these 2 fabrics. These both came from Cheap Shop Tiptree. I'll link them below. I found them on eBay. I'll also insert a picture just here of the finished t-shirts, and if I can convince Ronan to pose nicely for me, I'll get a wee picture of him in it as well. But the pattern, as any of you who have been following me along will know, it is Jalie 29, oh that's like 2918, And the measurements on this are fantastic. The longevity you get out of this pattern is amazing. It goes right from 2 years of age up to adult men's, and the measurements for adult men's is, where do we say, where are we, 56 inches on the chest. No, that's centimeters. 56 inches on the chest, that would be the smallest size. 56 centimeters on the chest up to 81 centimeters on the chest. The waist is 48 centimeters up to 68 centimeters. The hips are 58 centimeters up to 84 centimeters. So not a bad size range. They give a back length as well, in case you're interested, in case that's something that you take into consideration. It goes back length 26 centimeters right up until 42 centimeters. But yeah, and the children's, I'm just thinking, I think I gave you the boys, not the men's, I gave you the boys' measurements. Oh, it's been a day. Can you tell? It's been a day. Although I can't complain. My absolutely wonderful mother has taken the two boys. Ronan has the 4-year-old. He has started primary school. He's in P1. And they have started doing some work in class. So today he come home with the letter, although they do this. I don't know whether that's COVID or what it is, but that's what they're getting, the kids. That's how they're learning the letter H. So he had been drawing the letter H with his classroom assistant and his teacher. And of course we had to bring the stuff round to show Nanny. But when we got to Nanny's, neither of the boys would leave. Now normally Ronan will be like, I want to stay. But both boys today, Dara as well, Mummy and I were both laughing over the front gate saying, oh my, how times have changed. Even Dara is now wanting to stay. But anyway, I digress. So the measurements for men, which is quite funny, seeing as I'm a balloon. The chest measurements are 84 centimeters for a man up until 127 centimeters. That kind of makes a bit more sense. If it was in inches, I probably would have cottoned on quicker, but I don't really work in centimeters very often. So said I was slightly confused. Waist size is 70 centimeters up to 119 centimeters. Hips is 86 centimeters up to 130 centimeters, and the back length for this one is 44 centimeters up to 50 centimeters. Really and truly, at the back length centimeters, should I not have caught on? Silly me. But anyway, it takes very little fabric. I think I got a meter of both of these, and like I still have loads left. There's very little has been taken out of that. So yeah, happy days. Ronan absolutely loves his t-shirts, thinks his mummy is just great. They both sewed up really, really quickly. They're one of those ones, once you get them cut out, I always find cutting out the part of sewing. Well, that and, you know, sorting your pattern out. As I said, tracer. I am a tracer, but I think even whenever you're even if you're one of those, you know, gutsy people who like to just cut straight into the pattern, I still think that end of it's just not fun at all. It's the sewing it and seeing it all coming together, and especially whenever you get the, you know, the underarm and the side seams, once you get those closed up, it's like, oh, wow, I have a garment. Almost, nearly, you just have to hem it now. But anyway, yes, they sew up really, really quickly. The instructions are great, and like I said, the size ranges, because it goes from boys right up to men, like they're going to be wearing that for yonks, for donkeys. So that will be that's certainly very quickly becoming a tried and true pattern around here. What else have we been up to? Well, I have this fabric sitting in front of me, but I can't remember if this now. This is, don't pay too much attention to the neckline either, because it's not great. Anyway, this fabric, I love this fabric. Sorry, it's very crinkly, wrinkly. I have to sew that wee tab up there as well. This has been dubbed the christening dress. I'm not showing it very well there, but the fabric is beautiful. It's a lovely green. I think it's not showing it up sort of very true to colour. It's more like a bottle green. That's maybe a wee bit closer, but still not perfecto. I got this in a shop that's semi-local to me here. Out the Armagh Road. Like the Armagh Road, hey. Oh, hang on, I've dropped the tie. Elizabeth Rose NI, the girl that works in there is lovely. I got this fabric quite a while ago. So I have been speaking to the girl since. She doesn't actually have it in stock anymore, so you can't get it. And I tried to find it online, and I couldn't find it online either, because Christine had a nightmare. So when I cut this out, I cut it out here one day. Cameron was in the house, the kids were in the house, everybody was running about, and he was doing Dotty supervisor, and I was focusing on what I was doing. So I powered on, got it cut up, and I was going to a sewing day run by So Dressmaking, Charlene. I decided I was going to bring my wee dress, my lovely wee dress, and I was going to get it all sewn up that day. Yep. No, talked too much for a start. So there's no way anything was being finished off that day, because my tongue never lay, as my mummy would say. Our tongue never lay. Talked most of the day, but even at that, I hadn't brought interfacing with me. I hadn't cut the interfacing for the front placket, and I think it was for the neckline as well. So I had to beg, steal and borrow interfacing off one of the girls there, and then once I had the pieces interfaced, I went to start putting them together. I was supposed to cut them on the fold, and I hadn't. So I had the two pieces, but there were supposed to be two pieces like that, you know, foldy, and I hadn't cut them on the fold. And I had borrowed that girl's interfacing, wasted her interfacing. I was so embarrassed, so embarrassed, to the point that whenever it came to interfacing another part of the dress, because I was like, right, I can't do that, get over it, we'll move on to something else. Then I realised that I hadn't interfaced the button placket either, which was probably the longest part. So I then took, because I use the Swedish tracing paper, and it's quite it's kind of like a woven fabric anyway, so I thought I'll use that as interfacing. The front placket feels a bit funny, I'm not going to lie. It does feel a bit funny. Anyway, so that's what I done. I think I interfaced one part of it, and then I used the pattern piece Swedish tracing paper button placket to interface the other, and then I started to sew it on. And when I was sewing it on, I was like, this is very strange. Why is this? This looks very long. Now, this is the pattern, okay? The shirt dress, I got it free with Simply Sewing. Now, as you can see, there are two views. Can you imagine, can you guess which view I had chosen to sew and which view I had chosen to cut the button placket for? So yet again, I had borrowed that girl's interfacing to interface the whole button placket for the longer button placket, not the shorter one, the longer one. So I've made it too long. So then I had to take it and cut it, and I was just like, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. Clearly when I was focusing on what I was doing anything but focusing. But anyway, the pattern, by the way, is like, I mean, it's simple to follow. You know, the instructions are well laid out. The pattern pieces are all very well laid out. It's what I have made of it has come together quite well. It doesn't fit. Does it fit? It does not fit. I swear, like, what? I had put it nearly all together. The only thing that needs done are the buttons put on the wee tabs, sort of on the side. Can you see it better in this? Maybe you can see it better in the pattern. Just here, there are wee tabs. So yeah, I need to sew the buttons on for those. Sorry, I think I have something in my eye. I need to sew the buttons on for those, and I need to put the buttons on the front of all the buttonholes sort of done on the dress, but I haven't the buttons sewn on. And we'll hang it up in the wardrobe and we'll leave it there. I think Aileen, she is Ails on Instagram. I think Aileen has said to me to leave it for at least a year before trying it on again, because, you know, just had a baby, your body keeps changing, it'll be a while before it settles down. I'm still breastfeeding, though it was nothing to do with the chest area, because, you know, even while I'm feeding, I'm still, you know, two bee stings. It's the hips. It is the hips. But sure, whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But that is the pattern there. I'm sorry if anybody is interested in it and you can't get it. I'm sorry. Unless you have it. Maybe you got this with your magazine. Although a lot of the time, guys, see the Facebook groups. Go on to the D-Stash Facebook groups, and they're always selling those free patterns and stuff. Even the Instagram D-Stashes, you're nearly always going to find quite a few of the old patterns from the sewing magazines. So have a nosy, and you might well get it. I have to say, I will make this again, and I definitely will, in my size. And I think I might use something slightly more stable. I actually think I would like a winter version of it in like a brushed cotton. I think that would be really, really nice. I just need to get the right or even a twill. Be nice in a twill as well. Cotton twill. So I will make it again, and I definitely will, but I will be making it the right size. I will be taking into account my beautiful, beautiful hips that I love, are great. Although I have to say, actually, even in the last week, I don't know what is different or what I've been doing different. I haven't noticed that I've been doing anything different. Maybe walking a wee bit more or something. Well, I suppose the kids are back to school, so we're out first thing in the morning walking every day, rather than, you know, sort of every other day. Or does anybody else do this? You get up and you have your list of things that you're going to do that day. Yeah, we'll get up and we'll go for a walk. And then you come downstairs and you look around the house and you go, forgot there was a big pile of wash in there. Oh man, right, I'll put a wash on and then we'll go. And then you put the wash on, and by the time you put the wash on, you have somebody at your heels going, Mommy, can I have a snack? And then you get them their snack and you set them up to the table, and then by the time you get that done, somebody needs their nappy changed, or Caitlin's needing a feed, and then you get nowhere. You get nowhere. You have to bite the bullet in the mornings and get out the door. Because if you don't, that's it. Next thing you know, it's like nap time, and Dara will sleep anywhere. Caitlin, not so much. She will now take 2 hours in the afternoon, but she can't take 2 hours in the afternoon out in the pram. She has to be in the cot for her 2 hours, otherwise she doesn't sleep. So yeah, if Mummy likes to have 2 hours of, it's 2 hours at home. So then 2 hour naps, and then up in the afternoon, and then you're having to start making dinner. Anyway, I digress. So what else have I been up to? Oh yes, my little Ogden that I decided to make for the Christening for being godmother last minute. Ding ding ding. I will insert a couple of photographs of me here wearing it. Cameron very kindly came out and was my photographer. Yes, and got some snaps. Now I will put up one of them that shows that I need to adjust the straps, and then there's another one I'm kind of holding the front of it and like pulling it up so that you can't see my bra strap. Wee bit of Jerry pokery there on the old photography, but anyway, I still need to take the strap up a wee bit. I think I did shorten it a small amount because I knew from my original Ogden, the white one with the gold dots, I knew I needed to I had already taken the straps up on it, so I did know when I was making the green one, but obviously I didn't take them up far enough, but that's fair enough, do you know what I mean? So I also made thicker straps on the green one. I can't for the life of me remember who I had seen. It was a YouTuber. Somebody had made theirs with a thicker strap, and they had talked about how they made the adjustment. So I'll show you in the right. So we have a pattern here. So do you see where the strap and the top of the cami, where they meet? I literally just took the original strap pattern piece and held it over the top of the bodice pattern piece and the facing pattern piece, and I just made the top of it slightly wider so that whenever I went to put the thicker strap in, there was enough room for it to, for them to meet, so that it wasn't a big thick strap going into a thinner sort of bodice. I don't know. But yes, that worked really well. So thank you, whichever YouTuber it was, and I can't remember. Oh. But yes, it was a very simple hack, but it worked really well. It was funny because it was literally the night before at I think it was 10 o'clock at night, I decided I'll make a top for the Christening tomorrow. Yeah, boom, happy days. Don't have enough fabric. Don't have enough to do. I didn't have enough fabric to do the facing, and I didn't have the matching thread either. I was like, so what? Who cares? I'll make it anyway. Yeah, that's just how I roll. So started into it that evening and got most of it made up, but man, I need bed. I can't, I was not for sitting up till 2 o'clock in the morning to get it done. So I headed to bed, I think around 11, maybe 11:15, and got up the next morning, and you know what it's like, getting ready to go somewhere. I had shower, hair, makeup, children, breakfasts, snack. Now, Cameron was fantastic, as he always is. He is a star. The two of us are stars. We greatly help each other out. I make sure he gets his training, and he makes sure I am able to get ready for big days, and make sure I get a wee bit of sewing time. So by the time I got ready and stuff, then because I put on like a backup top just in case I didn't get it finished. So I was running about in my backup top, and then I had to be in the chapel for 11:45, and I was sitting at my sewing machine speed hemming at 11:31. Oops. And I don't mean like we all had to meet at the chapel and stand outside and have a wee chat. I mean, like, your man, the priest, was going to be like going, right, the children are here to be christened. Hello, all you children here, and parents and godparents. Not just on outside the chapel. We had to be in our seats and ready to rock and roll at 11:45. So I was still here 11:31, just starting to hem it. But I got there even with my snips in my handbag and snipping the loose threads. But it all worked out grand, even with the thread not matching. The only thing now I'll talk about whips, and it technically is a new make and a whip at the same time, because obviously I was speed hemming, and the facing, like even the facing, I was doing the facing 10 minutes before I was due to leave the house, so the facing was only being done at like 11:20. So yeah, the facing's not great. I'll insert a photograph of, it's like a selfie one that I done, and you'll be able to see that the facing is kind of sticking out. And if anybody has any tips on how best to sew your face, though I suppose the fact that I didn't even press it might not have helped keep it to the inside. But if anybody does have any tips on how to keep your facing, because like I said, I didn't have the right fabric to do the facing on the inside, so it's like a dark green Lady McElroy Dotty viscose from threadquarters. She doesn't have any of that colourway left, but she does have the blue left, so I'll link it below in case you want to go over and have a wee nosy. I actually have the blue also. I have a Roscoe made up in the blue, so if you want to go over to my Instagram or some of my previous videos, you can have a nosy at the blue, but the blue's lovely as well. But yeah, I done the interfacing with, or the lining with white, and you can kind of see it a bit. And I didn't even use like white thread for stitching the lining. I literally used the green that I was using for making the rest of the top. But I didn't have time. Don't judge me. It got sewn up and it got me out the door all right, and to other people who aren't sewists, to them it looked grand. But yes, if you have any tips on how to keep your lining to the inside, comment below, let me know, because I do plan to take it apart. I've done the hem, I took the hem apart and re-hemmed it, double turned it this time instead of just single turn it and thread bits of thread hanging everywhere. Oopsies. I'm going to take a wee drink. It's quite warm here today in Northern Ireland, so I'm on the old juice instead of tea, although I did hear that tea makes you cool down better than juice does, apparently. Anyway, I digress. So yes, that was my Ogden Cami for the christening made up, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I've had it on 2 or 3 times from that, and I know it's kind of like a dressier make, but I love wearing it, so that's what I do. So what else? Oh, yes, and I got 2 more. Hang on, I actually have it here. my total of 3 buttons on my shirt. Go me. Do you know what it is though too? I had all the buttons for the shirt all put together, and they've been waiting that long. I actually only have, this is ridiculous, I've only one more to put on. I really need to get this done. I had all the buttons all sitting together, and then because they've been sitting so long, like there was one in my sewing box, there was one sitting on top of my sewing machine, there was one inside. See, I have the 3 baskets up there. There was one inside one of those baskets, so they were all kind of spread out all over the place. So we'll use that in my defense, will we? But yes, I now have 3 buttons. Go me! For my favourite shirt that has been sewn up for so long and still not finished, but I still wear about it. Like, so that is everything for the month. Not an awful lot, to be totally truthful, but it is what it is. As my lovely niece Molly would always say. I hope you enjoyed. I will be back very soon. With my plans. I have plans specifically just for September, and then I have plans sort of for over the autumn period, including a coat. So I hope to see you all back again. Once again, welcome anybody who hasn't been here before, and everybody that keeps coming back to see over and over again. Thank you so much. Thank you. So like, subscribe, and as I said, leave a comment if you can give me any advice on the lining, or if you just want to have an idle chin wag, if you just want to have a chat, leave a comment below and we'll have a chat. All right, thanks very much for watching, everybody. See you later, alligators. Bye.